Many gamers love handheld devices since you can basically take your favorite games with you wherever you go and enjoy them for a few hours without having to be plugged into a power supply or needing a TV or monitor. Back in 2004, Sony released the PlayStation Portable, more commonly known as the PSP, which received generally positive reviews from critics and proved popular among gamers due to its superior graphical fidelity and wide high-definition display. Over the course of its 10-year lifespan, the various models and revisions of the PSP sold a combined 80 million units worldwide before it was replaced by the PlayStation Vita in 2012. Unfortunately, this shift would ultimately prove to be a commercial failure for Sony, who announced in 2018 that there would be no successor to either the PSP or the Vita line of handheld devices, which obviously upset many gamers who are fans of Sony's portable consoles. Now, after almost 5 years, Sony will officially be re-entering the handheld space with the launch of the PlayStation Portal, which is due to release in November 2023. So naturally the question is, will this new device prove as popular and successful as the PSP, or will it fail to impress gamers and follow a similar path as the Vita? In today's video, we'll take a closer look at this new offering from Sony and see if it's worthy of the legacy of the PSP or doomed to fall into obscurity. Let's go. Taking a cursory look at the PlayStation Portal, the device definitely looks attractive and modern. In essence, it has the same aesthetic and ergonomic design as the PS5's DualSense controllers, but simply has a screen with the directional buttons and one joystick located on the left, while the action buttons and second joystick sit on the right. Now, while this is all well and good, it isn't exactly something you can put in your pocket and head to a friend's house with. While there certainly isn't a need for handheld devices to be perfectly compact, a huge part of the appeal is that they are portable, or at the very least, relatively easy to transport. In any case, the PlayStation Portal looks robust enough, and while I wouldn't recommend stress testing it by dropping it from any height, I assume that it isn't as fragile as a smartphone or tablet, for instance. So with that out of the way, we now have to take a closer look at the Portal's specifications. The screen is an 8-inch LCD panel with a 1080p resolution as well as a 60Hz refresh rate. This is a little unfortunate, as some fans were hoping that the device would feature a livelier and modern OLED screen, but in the interest of keeping the price affordable for the majority of gamers, Sony opted to go with an LCD. Much like the PS5's controllers, the PlayStation Portal features adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, so in this respect, you'll be able to enjoy a more immersive gaming experience than playing on a smartphone or tablet, so that's a nice plus for sure. In terms of audio, the Portal apparently features top-mounted speakers as well as a 3.5mm headphone jack for a wired connection. Unfortunately, Sony's latest device doesn't come with Bluetooth, so if you want to use wireless headphones, you'll need to purchase a wireless headset and buds that support PlayStation Link, an all-new proprietary technology for PlayStation devices that is designed to deliver low-latency, lossless audio. This feels a little underhanded to my mind, since you're basically forced to buy more stuff from Sony if you want to enjoy gaming using wireless audio. Would it really have killed them to add Bluetooth support? I highly doubt it, but hey, gotta bring in those dollars somehow, right? And now on to the stuff you've all been waiting for, the internals. So you'll be pleased to know that the PlayStation Portal features, nothing. Wait, sorry, let me just, Okay, wait, is this some kind of a joke? Sadly, I regret to inform all of you that the PlayStation Portal is technically not a portable device. I mean, look at the name. Oh, it certainly looks almost identical to the word portable, but it's actually called the Portal. This is because the PlayStation Portal has no internals whatsoever and is intended for people who already own a PS5 and want to enjoy remote gaming. Huh? I gotta tell you all that this is bordering on, if not pretty much tantamount to, false advertising. Heck, even if it isn't false, it's definitely misleading. How many grannies and grandpas are gonna go out there, see the PlayStation Portal advertised in stores, misread or not fully register that it doesn't actually say portable, and go ahead and buy it for their grandkids who don't own a PS5? You can bet that Christmas this year is gonna suck for a whole lot of people. When people wanted Sony to return to the world of portable gaming devices, I don't think this is what they meant. Look, I can understand the PSVR 2 requiring a PS5 in order to play games, since it's basically an additional device that makes the whole gaming experience way more immersive and all that, but are you actually telling me that there are going to be people who are going to purchase the PlayStation Portal just so that they can play PS5 games from any location in their house? Is that really necessary? So yeah, the PlayStation Portal uses Wi-Fi so that you can stream PS5 games on the PlayStation Portal. Oh great, so not only do you need to have a PS5, but you also need a strong enough internet connection and a good Wi-Fi connection to boot. Want to go to your friend's place, hang out and play some PlayStation games? You totally can, as long as you take your entire PS5 with you, which pretty much makes the PlayStation Portal completely unnecessary. I really just don't get this one, guys. It's like the bigwigs at Sony developed some kind of hearing problem, and after listening to pleas from fans for a new portable device, they were like, "Ayo, we got you fam." And hey presto, the PlayStation Portal, a device that absolutely nobody asked for. Maybe the truth is that Sony just developed amnesia and forgot about what made the PSP so great, or even the Vita for crying out loud. I mean, the Vita wasn't actually a bad handheld device. I never said that it was, only that it was a commercial failure according to Sony. One of the main reasons the Vita failed was because there was virtually no third-party support whatsoever. So since it was really difficult and expensive to make games for the Vita, a ton of developers just straight up didn't even bother. A lack of titles does make a device less attractive, so while the Vita had some great games at launch, its popularity waned as a highly limited and eventually diminishing supply of games would effectively seal the device's fate. I don't claim to understand what goes on in the heads of marketing executives at big entertainment companies, but somehow I think the creation of the PlayStation Portal is a direct result of the Vita's failure. My assumption is that Sony didn't want to try and recreate the PlayStation Portable since there are other handheld gaming devices with many great titles like the Nintendo Switch that already have a massive share of the market. And seeing that the Vita simply failed due to several unfortunate factors, the idea of creating any kind of new portable device was just too risky. So instead, Sony went the safe route and opted to create the PlayStation Portal, which will probably please almost nobody. In all truth, it seems that anything that Sony brings out that relates to the PlayStation is simply intended to drive the sale of the PS5, which is totally fine if it makes sense like with the PSVR 2, but I really don't get the PlayStation Portal. The only redeeming factor I can think of here is that the Portal will cost about $200 upon launch, which is about $100 less than a Nintendo Switch and $150 less than a Switch OLED. But again, think about what you're getting here and what you'll need at minimum to enjoy the PlayStation Portal. It really is no contest on any level, so any saving you make by purchasing the Portal is completely negated by all the prerequisites. This isn't really a problem for anyone with even a little savvy, but my real issue here is that the people who often buy games or gaming consoles aren't actually gamers. In many cases, it's parents or grandparents who simply don't know any better. And while I'm sure many people will argue that it's just too bad for this demographic, I tend to disagree. I'm sure that many store clerks will be kind enough to guide people looking to buy the PlayStation Portal for their kids or grandkids, but then there's also a good share of people who work in retail who don't really care at all. And then there's people who buy online and receive little to no support when it comes to making an informed purchase, which I think might be the bigger problem. Something about it feels slimy to me. How can Sony go from literally becoming innovators in the handheld gaming market to whatever the Portal is? It's pretty darn shameful if I'm being honest. I guess for PS5 owners there is some appeal with the Portal, though I would still call it pretty limited and even frivolous. If you're a serial gamer or simply want to game from your bedroom instead of your living room, then I guess the Portal makes some sense, and I suppose price-wise it's not all that bad when you consider it, but personally I just don't see the appeal for the vast majority of gamers. With the exception of a thin band of PS5 owners who are dedicated fans or simply like added functionality and gadgets, the Portal may be a nice little extra. As for everyone else, I just don't know why you would go and buy this when you can literally choose from one of many good handheld devices on the market. And again, the Portal isn't portable. Handheld, yes, but portable, not even close. So this isn't going to surprise any of you at all, but my money's on the PlayStation Portal being a total miss. If this somehow turns out to be a commercial success and even remotely popular, then it will be the single most unprecedented thing in the course of human history. I guess there really is no successor to the PSP or the Vita. Not yet at least. Maybe give it another 5 or 10 years and perhaps Sony will pluck up the courage to take another crack at the handheld portable gaming market. But yeah, in my opinion, this one's dead in the water before it's even out. That said, if you are still interested in the PlayStation Portal, it'll be available for purchase from November 15th, 2023. Just don't forget what we told you. So that's it for today, y'all. Will you be purchasing the PlayStation Portal? Do you agree with our analysis and think this one's a total flop? Or have we completely missed the mark? Please let us know in the comments. Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily gaming, VR, and tech content. From me and the crew here at Metasquad, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Later!